We got us a little sinkhole job today, YouTube. Huh. Okay. How am I gonna tackle this one? Looks like this box truck was unloading. It might be resting on the brake chamber, but oh yeah, not bad, huh? This is gonna be a fun job. I had to walk down here first, and I got Hulk parked up top. So let me back up my truck. I got a plan for this one. All right, so the job, I mean, it's a sinkhole job. It may not be like a 20-foot wide one, but sinkholes are still dangerous. It's impossible to get it from the side where I normally work for obvious reasons. I gotta assume that that entire area is gonna be impacted by the sinkhole, and the weight of Hulk, then I'll be next to it in the hole with him. So it's gonna be a two-part job that I'm gonna work at the same time. I'm gonna put this on the underlift. Let's get it low first. Once it's secured to my underlift, then I boom out and use a spreader bar to lift up the rear. And then I drive out that way. It's gonna be pretty trippy to see, but realistically, I think that's my best bet. All right, good. Now we just back up a little more. All right, that's good for now. We'll get my forks. Gonna be a little tricky. Let me sit down for this. All right, good. Now I'm gonna push both of them out in between the U-bolts. Driver's side done. See if it worked. Nope, too far out. Rookie. One more time. Half an inch. There you go. It's on, but I won't put any pressure. Next we walk on my boom. Extend from here. Hello? Bye. jump up here, set up my spreader bar. I walked out the boom all the way just to make sure, and you'll probably notice that I got all that room to back up to. I did that on purpose because I need room, a lot of room, to once I lift up the rear, to retract my underlift. That'll get the rear tire just out of that hole, and hopefully the job will be complete. It'll make for a nice easy job. Now the fun part is, where do I hook to? I don't want to damage the sides of this. Let's try grommet slings. I think grommet slings might be good. I want minimum height, so nothing too long. Oh, and they're already ready. Let me just measure it. Yeah, these will work. These are perfect. Make sure the underlift is secure. I had to do a quick re-rig. I didn't feel comfortable going under the box. So
bigger? Do you think it'll get bigger or no?
Oh yeah.
It will get bigger, right?
Of course.
And they told you about the underground storage tank about right here. Oh, there's an underground storage tank, 5,000 gallon, right here.
Okay. If I could just have you guys stand back on this side, if anything snaps.
Okay.
I got protection on my synthetics, but you never know.
Okay. Joey, he says the hole will get bigger.
Well, I'm out. I'm out. Done. Easy. All right, so I didn't explain to you guys my re-rig. This strap right here, you see, I was gonna cradle it. This was just a test for the length, but I was gonna go back here, use a spreader bar and cradle it. But I felt going the rim directly was best. With these kind of jobs, the reason you don't want to winch it straight forward is that tire's deep in there and this thing's loaded. It will just keep crushing it. I've done it before with the mixer when there was no other way. Are you guys still planning on offloading it, or is it going to stay loaded?
Yeah. Once we get to stable ground, she's got to offload. There's a bunch of linen on there, so wherever you can get it to.
That's heavy.
Imelda, where did...
Because what I'm going to do now is de-rig and drive it out of here for you guys.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, tow it out of here for you guys.
Yeah.
Just like 15 feet to where it's safe. I'll disconnect it from there. You guys can put the truck anywhere, but I obviously got to tell you.
Back there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You got it. So anyways, like I was saying, going to the rims was the best option because you get a direct lift, and securing it to the underlift so it can't go forward since the air brakes are back here. Once you lift it up, it's going to want to roll. So I kind of forced it up. Very unorthodox. The spreader bars aren't meant to be used like that. They're for static lifts, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? All synthetic, everything to protect the box, to protect the truck. And I started at an angle. If you could hear my truck rotating, when I got it out, I wanted it this way. So that re-rig was beautiful. Let me just grab all my little stuff from my first plan that I didn't do. I'll just stage everything here for now. Okay, let's fire this puppy up. Make sure it's got air. No air things damaged. Oh, this is a clean cab. I've never seen this thing. It even smells brand new. Probably is new.
55% on tickets, fun cards, and passes during our spring break sale. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxi service.
We'll just let the air build up. I'm gonna let out some tension. Not a lot of tension. I'm comfortable, it's mine now. Very comfortable. I love these synthetic shackles. 17 tons they're capable of, if you can believe that. And you know what? Not a scratch on this thing, man. Bailey Synthetics. Just use one of these, doubled up as protection. Incredible. Oh, and by the way, if you heard the guy in the beginning, they let out the air on the inner tire because they said it was about to tip over that way. Sound logic, I get it. I wouldn't have done that. But whatever. What's up, Raymond? Huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, all I'm gonna do, let's see, tilt up a tiny bit. Oh, I'm gonna drive with it like that, barely off the ground. breathe. Yes, I know, relax. I'm gonna leave that one out for safety. This one can be retracted. Let's go, let's go.
Some air to
For the tire you let out? Yeah. Did you let out both tires or just one?
both. Somebody did, but both a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I can get an air chuck and fill it up.
About 6 feet.
Mission successful. Whoa. Okay, this is what I mean. The tire was stuck in there. You see all that dirt? It's still hollow under that concrete with the wheel in. If you were to just winch in completely forward, it would keep pushing it up. It would rip right through this until it gets hard, and then you would possibly puncture the tires, destroy it. It would have been a nightmare. I could probably jump on that and it'll go right through. You guys ever seen the Fast and Furious where Vin Diesel fights Jason Statham at the end? He goes like that and the entire complex just crumbles like he's an Avenger. Alright, let's fill up the tire. I got Hulk put away with the exception of this. So let's set the parking brake. Shut up. There we go. Got the chains off the axle. You have them beautiful. Now I can drive forward. That was fun. Very fun. That was a really tricky job if you think about it. A lot could have went wrong. I got a lot of faith in my synthetic rigging, huh? I filled them up with air. So this guy's good to go. I'm curious to see how that swing looked on footage, because from my angle, it was real smooth. Came out slow. You'll hear me feathering the remote inch by inch. And when I knew it was almost out, I did a little boom up and a rotate at the same time. And it looked just clean, clean, clean. All right. let's go talk to the driver. Tell him I'm good to go. Where is he? No damage to the brake chambers. No damage to anything, man. It's a little dirty right there. That'll buff out. Just pull this back a little bit. I avoided using the angle iron because of this stupid light right here. It would have been impossible. So it is what it is. If that's the worst of it, I can live with that. Put it on the bill, homie. Where'd the driver go? Ah. Even though it's a full load and heavy, I don't think your weight caused that. There's no way, right?
Yeah.
Must have just been from wear and tear over the years, the rain, because we had heavy rain recently, and that's when people find out their asphalt and concrete sucks. Because in California it'll rain a lot, then it gets really, really hot, and then rains and hot.
Yeah.
You know? No problem. I had like 30 people with their phones out.
You know what?
I like the attention and all that, but it's always in my head like, man, now I really got to show off, because if I mess up, everyone's going to laugh at me.
My wife's best friend's brother-in-law has a business, tow truck business. He got killed 3 months ago.
We had a procession for him with all the tow trucks.
I was there.
I was on it. My truck, this one was in it. Yeah.
I was there. You know, the whole family for years.
That's why I told everyone to stand back, because even though I think I'm good and I'm cocky and all that, if something were to snap or just any freak of nature, hey, you never know.
Yeah.
But stay safe out there, bro.
Take care, man. Thank you.
Bye. Small world. That guy knows people in the towing industry that I know, but as for Josh, I'm blocked. But anyways, I'm out of here. Peace out, y'all. Well, the FedEx guy left, but I'm still plugged in there doing all kinds of stuff here. But hope you guys enjoyed this unorthodox job. I hope you guys stick around towards the end, or don't watch it on mute, because I know a lot of people are going to say that's not how you use the spreader bar, and you're correct. But going from each main line, you know what, I'll just cover that in the breakdown, which is right now. Come on. What up, YouTube? Hope you guys enjoyed this cool little video. It's not too long because the job itself was relatively quick, even though at first glance it was difficult. It made me a little bit nervous. When you're dealing with sinkholes, they're always unpredictable. So when I got the job description from the account, they said that, you know, well, first I was told that the whole rear had sunk in the sinkhole, and that it was over hollow ground where they have storage tanks. You'll see towards the end, the guy had mentioned that they have like 5,000 gallons, I forgot what he said, of tanks underneath. So that's the main reason I did it the way I did it. If that wasn't the case and it was solid there, I would have been able to back up Hulk parallel to the box truck with the rear end of Hulk kind of at the front of the box truck. And then from there I could, you know, work off the side, off my corner, lift up the rear and kind of walk it out. I don't want to take any of that risk. So I was safe in front of the truck. And then on this one, you'll notice that I had my underlift hooked up to it and secured. I did that for one huge reason. These are rear wheel drive trucks. The brakes are in the rear when you set the parking brake. So once you lift up the rear, you have no brakes on those units. They just go forward. Now you could put pieces of wood, but at the angle I was at, with the amount of force I was gonna be pulling on a fully loaded box truck, that's out of the question. It would have ran over the wood. It could have slid it, pushed the wood. I didn't want any of that. So what I did is I put it on my underlift like I'm gonna tow it, chain it up and bind it so it can't come off the underlift. And that's how I keep the front stable and in one spot while I focus on the rear. Now for the experts out there, yes, that's not how you use the spreader bar. Spreader bars are meant for a direct vertical lift, right? A static lift where the object isn't moving, where it's not at an angle. But in a situation like this with the super cherry brand new unit like that, I didn't want to risk, like if I ran straight from my boom lines, the boom's like this wide. So you would definitely crush the box. Even if I use straps, just the amount of force needed to get it out of that hole with the weight of the truck, I would have caused dents. It would have been all bad. So I use a spreader bar in an unorthodox way to my advantage. It worked. When you do as much jobs as I do, you know, of course you got to follow the book as much as you can. But like in any profession, there's ways you could take shortcuts. You can rig the system, you know, to do your job easier. So the spreader bar in this case helped me get that distance I needed so I don't crush the box. And it gave me a really good angle on how to pick up from the tires. Now, you might also notice why I rigged to the tires the way I did. I put the strap through the rim and I hugged the tire. I did that mainly because on these style rims, I'll probably throw up a picture right here just so you can remember it. There's only 2 holes. They're really, really big. And I wouldn't be able to put a strap from one end through the other side because of the valve stem, and the tires weren't in a favorable position. So the rear tire, the holes weren't where I wanted them. That one was in the back. So as it lifted up, it would have went like that and rotated with me. So by going to the way I did it, in the holes that I did it, I was able to bring it up, you know, without the tires rotating on me. And speaking of rotate, you'll hear it when I'm doing the actual winching and the box truck is starting to like get that lift. You'll hear the beep of the rotator as I start swinging it. And I did that on purpose because it was leaning on the side that was sunken, right? So it wasn't gonna come up even. That's another reason why the spreader bars and orthodox. They're meant for even lifts. So if you notice towards the end, when I went over the hole, the top of it, the asphalt, it was hollow underneath. It's a bunch of dirt. It wasn't enough to just get it out of the hole and leave it on top. I had to get it out and swing it over. So luckily I got the rotator, you know, it made it a little bit easy. It came over, I think, ridiculously cool. You know, that little swing at the end is a really good feeling seeing that. Once it touched ground, I knew it was mine and nothing else was gonna happen. From there, once I determined it was safe, it was just, you know, easy as getting rid of the tension, de-rigging really quick, and then driving forward enough to where I know for sure it was stable past that area where there was tanks underneath. And you'll also notice I started a good distance away from the truck. I had about 5-6 feet between the back of the truck to the box truck. When you tow something, you're obviously a lot closer. I did that on purpose, knowing that once it came out of the hole, just because it's airborne, if I was fully backed up to it with the boom retracted, the underlift retracted, you can't really do anything. I could just pivot it, but that's not enough. So you'll see once I got it out of the hole, I was able to retract the underlift to bring it towards me at the same time to give that extra space for those rear wheels so it wouldn't rest. Now, what caused this? I have no idea. They did say that there was, you know, storage underneath, so I'm guessing when they designed that, I don't know, maybe it just wasn't paved right or the right material or just wear and tear over the years. I have no idea how long that business has been there. It's just this guy had the misfortune that, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back, that they say. And you'll notice I have the Bluetti right here in back of me. I use this thing to power up my Milwaukee tools, my Snap-on tools. I got a car charger here. It powers my laptop behind me. I still have not done that giveaway, I promise you guys. I have a version even bigger than this. It's a commercial unit, and I've been trying to think of a way to give it away. Shipping it would be impossible. It weighs like 70, 80 pounds, I think, because it's the supersized unit. But I mean, it's a tank. So I'm thinking some kind of giveaway to a company that's local to Los Angeles that can come and pick it up. Or maybe I can drive over to you guys and, you know, deliver it. A business in need. So if you guys have any recommendations, drop it in the comments and I can pick a winner that way and then go live when I deliver it. Personally, I think that's the way to go because it's a commercial unit. Putting this in someone's like apartment or something, I think would be overkill. So if you know any small businesses in need, you know, their power goes out frequently, they're in a bad area, I don't know, maybe even further out of the LA County. We're like 500 square miles, so it's a lot of places to choose from. Or maybe a business that was impacted by the fires recently that's still struggling. Just again, you guys, you know, leave your comments and then I can go through everything there. And before I go, since I got such insane positive feedback on my garage, warms my heart by the way, I want to show you guys a quick update what I did. So I painted that red finally. It was white before if you see the last video. That cable's hanging, but I also painted it red. I gotta, you know, put it back up there, take off those zip ties. And since the Evo's back in the shop, I brought the Aston today. There's nothing like a V12, baby. And a lot of people were asking about the lights I got up top, the Hexa lights. Bam. So both of these units I literally got on Amazon. I think it was like 160 bucks for the big one and 60, 70 for these ones. I got them hooked up. I mean, everything in this house is a smart device. So if I want to turn this one off, I just hit that button. I could turn off this, vice versa. All with the touch of my phone. And then the flooring, this used to be epoxy, but it was really old and starting to crack. And instead of redoing the epoxy, I did research and I got these cool garage tiles. They're from Swiss Tracks. I mean, they're crazy insane, like crazy. I did the entire install myself. It's literally just piece by piece. They connect together almost like Legos. And the best part about it over epoxy is I can design the colors any way I wanted. So I obviously all black. And then where the cars go, the little red stripe, and then in the gaming area, it's gaming colors, orange and blue separated by the white stripe. So check out Swiss Tracks if you guys are into super customizing your garage. For most people, it's a way cheaper option than epoxy. And like I said, it looks super, super cool. Plus, you can take it with you if you move. And I don't do it in every single video, but because I think by now everyone knows who supplies all the rigging equipment in my trucks. But shout out to Bailey's. You guys seen those 1/2-inch grommet slings? Those are notorious for ripping synthetic. So even with just a little piece of ballistic nylon cover, they held phenomenal. So check out Bailey's if you guys are in the industry. Synthetic rigging is the future. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.